What up, y'all? What up, y'all? It's your boy Darius the Great, man. Back with another Darius the Great deep dive. And today, man, we talking about something a little touchy. You could say controversial, but I'm not here for the sensationalism. I'm here for just open, honest discussion about things in the culture and things of that nature. And I got this. This is inspired by a young lady on TikTok named By Natalia. And the question is for the culture: do BBLs attract broke men or just men from a certain environment? Now, I'm not here to generalize or shame anybody. I'm just asking a question I think is worth discussing. She said something that made me stop and think. She broke it down like this: the BBL aesthetic, the exaggerated curves, the snatched waist, it tends to attract certain kinds of men: rappers, scammers, athletes, or dudes from urban spaces. And to a degree, that can be lucrative, no doubt. But on the flip side, she pointed out that petite, slender women often attract a whole different demographic. Think bankers, tech guys, app developers, lawyers, finance bros, more of the high society crowd. Now, I'm not saying one body type is better than the other because beauty is subjective and there are always exceptions to the rule. But the truth is, there's a perception that comes with the BBL look, whether natural or surgically enhanced. When you have an exaggerated figure, you might be perceived as promoting yourself sexually, even if that's not the case or intention. And let's be real, some men, especially in more traditional or high-class circles, might not value that look the same way we do in the urban community. At the same time, I know women with natural curves who hate the way they're constantly over-sexualized as well. Some try to hide it, others flaunt it, but either way, it comes with a certain kind of attention. And if you're putting it on display, you got to expect people to look, stare, maybe even comment. And check this out. I'm not saying that's the right or the wrong thing to do. I'm just saying that's what comes with the territory usually. I personally dated both sides of the spectrum, women with BBLs and more petite, naturally slender women as well. And one thing I noticed, the fashion differences, women with BBLs tend to be a little more limited in their wardrobe. They wear like tight clothes, the Fashion Nova vibes, high glam. While the petite women are more versatile, they could rock a no bra look, certain jeans or dresses, and it doesn't come off overtly like revealing or sexual. Also, I noticed in different kinds of attention in public that comes with the slender look. Other ethnicities or social circles, they tend to gravitate more towards the petite woman in certain settings. So it's an interesting dynamic. But like I said, this ain't a one fit all size conversation. I want to hear this from y'all. What's your perspective? I'm gonna put the clip with the young lady talking. Ladies, if you have a BBL surgery, how has that affected your type of man that approach you? Do you feel over sexualized or do you feel empowered? And if you're naturally curvy, what's your take? Fellas, what type of woman are you attracted to and why? Is it about body type, class, culture, or just style? And to the petite woman out there too, what has your experience been in the terms of what approaches you or who approaches you and how you're treated? Like I said, we're going to talk, no judgment. This is real conversation and just an interesting perspective that I wanted to touch on. So, Darius the Great signing off, man. Talk to me. Let me know.
Natural body shape or your surgery body shape will change the type of man that is attracted to you, at least based on his socioeconomic level. And let me show you. Socioeconomic class actually have to do with the type of man that is attracted to your body and why. Let's figure it out. You have the wealthy class, right? And they typically tend to be attracted to more slender bodies, a physique, a nicer physique, right? The reason they like that is for a couple of reasons. Number one, a lot of their reputation is on the line. Who they're married to, how that person is moving, how that significant other is, how outside people view them. Everything comes with reputation when it comes to being that wealthy, okay? So essentially, they understand the power more of who their significant other is and how they represent them. Literally. Then, of course, we get to the biological factors like a woman with a nice physique and she's skinny. You can actually see the structuring of that, the natural way her body would fall in clothes, etc., right? And it also signals youth to men. We hear it preached all day, every damn day, right? And actually, this one's gonna be hard to accept because when you have a more voluptuous body, it's more overtly sexual, okay? So basically, the man doesn't really get the privilege of like the classy look or like you act this way publicly, but he knows you in a different way privately. Like that line kind of gets blurred. And it's not anything that somebody who's naturally built like that has like done wrong. It's more so other men can visualize you in a more sexual way a lot easier than they can with somebody that has a petite body, all right? And that's gonna move us over to poor. When it comes to this type of man, you know how there's like being hood rich, right? Let's make it that. So essentially, because this person doesn't have much to show, they're gonna make what they do show gaudy. And so essentially, because that thing is gaudy, it's right in front of your face. You can't ignore it, you can't whatever, right? So essentially that translates to the type of woman that they are attracted to also has more of that upfront in your face, you can't ignore it type of sexuality, all right? Because essentially as they escort you around places, socially, all that other stuff, it's a huge signal to someone else. Look who I am fucking right now. Look who I have access to right now. Display, easy to see. And the last reason that the poor man tends to be attracted to a more voluptuous, overtly sexual body. One, he's not doing much else with his free time when he's outside of work. That's the only way he's making money. That's tends to be the only way he's applying himself. So basically with his free time, he's gonna wanna have sex. Bam. Okay, second reason, the woman is doing very much like domestic work in the home, right? That's a strong contribution of hers because he can't afford any type of assistance, even when it comes down to like eating out a certain amount, etc. So for her, when he sees her outside of that, there's not much that that woman is expected to offer him as far as like uplifting him or moving him to another level. They are in survival mode, literally. I want you to understand that, okay? So because they are in survival mode, the woman basically is offering sex and domestic work to him, okay? So essentially, the more sexual she looks, the more appealing she is to him, because that's one half of basically her value. Middle class, that's kind of like a anything can go type of situation, okay? It's a mixture of enough resources, enough intelligence, and enough ignorance. Essentially for them, they're gonna be choosing a partner based off of what they see in media the most, subconsciously, and what kind of reflects their natural desire, because they don't have too much on the line as far as reputation, but they also have enough resources to care about what person they're getting and how they're reflecting them and stuff like that, but not enough to where they need to be controlling the type of person that they're dating. So at that point, you can just date ideally who you decide. So before you get that BBL, please evaluate. What is this gonna do for me? What is my goal, okay? And I know as women, we be lying to ourselves saying, oh my God, it doesn't matter what men think, blah, 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 blah. But eventually, if you wanna be with somebody, you're gonna have to give a damn what men think, okay?